Step back in time and immerse yourself in the vibrant era of the 1960s with our captivating collection of retro photos. Join us as we uncover the essence of flower power, a cultural movement that defined a generation. From iconic music festivals to peaceful protests, these snapshots will transport you to a time of free-spirited rebellion and groovy counterculture. Get ready to be enchanted by the captivating colors and the carefree vibes of the 60s as we unveil even more mesmerizing images from this unforgettable era. Don't miss out on this nostalgic journey down memory lane. With that said, let's start. Sir Michael Caine breaking classes. Check out this vintage gem from 1969 where Sir Michael Caine is flexing his fists like a champ. This guy's been in the game for a whopping 70 years and he's still going strong. No wonder he's hailed as the ultimate British film legend. Now let's talk about Caine's trademark, his Cockney accent. It's as famous as his name. This bloke has graced the silver screen with some incredible performances. Who can forget his unforgettable portrayal of Ebenezer Scrooge in The Muppet Christmas Carol? That performance was pure gold. But that's not all. Caine also rocked the role of Alfred Pennyworth in the Dark Knight trilogy. He brought his A-game to the table, making us all wish we had a butler like him. Who needs Batman when you've got Alfred, right? Riding the 60s, daring deeds and colorful times. Picture this, the groovy 1960s, a time of flower power, vibrant music, boundary breaking, and bike riding? Yep, amidst all the psychedelic shenanigans, riding bikes was actually a thing. But we're not talking about your ordinary Sunday cycling. No, we're talking about Evel Knievel, the ultimate daredevil of the era. Check out this mind-boggling snapshot of Evel Knievel attempting the unthinkable, jumping over the fountains at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Can you imagine the audacity? It was absolutely bonkers. Nobody had ever attempted such a feat before. Evel was the real deal when it came to pushing the limits. Now, let's move on to another fascinating tale from the 60s. Northern Lights, Bond girls, and Swedish sassiness. Behold the stunning Swedish actress, Maud Solveig Christina Adams, who graces us with her presence in the picture. This fabulous lady is best known for not just one, but two iconic roles as Bond girls in James Bond films. First up, she sizzled as a Bond girl in The Man with the Golden Gun in 1974. And as if that weren't enough, she rocked the screens as the eponymous character in Octopussy in 1983. Maud's got that undeniable charisma that turns heads and steals the spotlight. She's got it all: beauty, talent, and a touch of Swedish sassiness. Let's move on to our next stop in the 60s time machine. DIY fallout shelters, the ultimate safety craze. The Cold War era was a time when nuclear warfare loomed over people's heads like a giant mushroom cloud. The 60s public was freaking out about their safety, and understandably so. The anxiety was so intense that the media went all out, encouraging folks to build their own fallout shelters right at home. Yes, you heard that right, DIY fallout shelters. Imagine families gathering together, armed with wrenches and blueprints, constructing their very own subterranean sanctuaries. It was a mix of panic, resourcefulness, and a dash of hope. Who knew that a basement could transform into a fortress against the apocalypse? But enough about doom and gloom. Let's pedal over to a more light-hearted topic from the 60s. The banana bike. Handlebars of happiness. Ah, the banana bike. It was the epitome of cool and the holy grail of 60s toys. This bad boy was also known as the wheelie bike or spider bike. Its claim to fame? Oversized handlebars that vaguely resemble motorcycle handlebars. Now that's some serious style. Kids all over the place dreamed of owning a banana bike. It was the ultimate ride, a symbol of freedom and adventure. With those funky handlebars and a sense of speed, you could conquer the world, or at least your neighborhood sidewalk. Who needs a motorbike when you can rock a banana bike? Legendary guitar. Jimi Hendrix's iconic legacy. This captivating image speaks volumes about the late great Jimi Hendrix and the unforgettable era of the 1960s. Look closely and you'll see the immense talent shining through his eyes. This snapshot was taken before his untimely demise at the age of 27 in 1970, forever preserving his mystique. Jimi Hendrix, the guitar virtuoso, left an indelible mark on the music world and countless souls during his reign. He strummed his way into our hearts with his unparalleled skill and raw energy. Jimmy's legacy lives on, reminding us that true artistry knows no bounds and that the 60s held a special magic that will never fade away. Sundays were for family. Oh, the glorious 60s. Sundays were a sacred oasis of relaxation and family bonding. It was a time when stores closed their doors. Families would come together, allowing everyone to pause and savor life's sweet moments. Families would come together, putting aside the mundane routines and embracing the simple pleasures of togetherness. Even if it was just for a single day, it was a cherished opportunity to revel in the joys of life. How wonderful it was to have that precious Sunday sanctuary. Groovy vinyl vibes. Back in the day when the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, and Bob Dylan rocked the music scene, folks didn't just rely on Spotify or YouTube. No siree, they had a groovy little invention called records. These circular wonders allowed people, especially rebellious teens, to bask in the melodic glory of their favorite bands. And guess what? They even had stackable record players for non-stop music madness. Jackie O, the fashion dynamo. Ah, the ever-stylish Jackie Kennedy, the reigning queen of fashion in the swinging 60s. This fabulous first lady became a true icon, leaving designers and stylists in awe of her impeccable taste. With a mix of femininity, class, and a touch of playful flair, Jackie's fashion choices captivated the world. And let me tell you, her influence still lingers to this day. When the future got retro. Imagine this, people in the 60s were not only dreaming about landing on the moon, but they also had some funky ideas about what the future would look like. Welcome to the world of retrofuturism. This groovy concept was all about blending futuristic vibes with a nostalgic twist. You could spot it in art, TV shows, commercials, and even at the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. And let's not forget the beloved cartoon series, The Jetsons, the ultimate showcase of retrofuturism awesomeness. The ultimate in-flight experience. Picture this. You step onto a Pan Am aircraft and are immediately greeted by a spacious cabin that feels more like a swanky lounge than a mere airplane. The elegant decor, plush seats, and extra legroom create an atmosphere of pure opulence. Oh, the moment you set foot on a Pan Am plane, you'll feel like royalty. The sheer spaciousness of the cabin will leave you awestruck. It's not just an airplane, it's a luxurious haven. Prepare to be pampered in style as you sink into those plush seats and stretch out those legs. Pure bliss. The space landing, 1969. Astronauts strut their stuff on the moon like it's their personal runway. It was like a scene straight out of a sci-fi flick, but guess what? It actually happened. Now let me set the stage for you. It was a time when bell-bottom pants and lava lamps ruled the fashion scene, and people had their eyes glued to the TV, anxiously waiting for something out of this world to happen. And boy, did it deliver. When those brave astronauts finally touched down on the moon, it was like the whole universe held its breath. It was a game changer, a mind blower, and a jaw dropper all rolled into one giant leap for mankind. Neil Armstrong, the ultimate cool cat, took his first step on the lunar surface, and man, did he have something to say. He uttered those immortal words that we still can't get enough of today. You know what I'm talking about, right? That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I mean, come on, who comes up with this stuff? It's pure genius. Those words became the moonwalking anthem, the catchphrase of an era, and the ultimate mic drop moment. Every time someone talks about moonwalking, they can't help but mention Armstrong's iconic line. It's like a rule or something. Brigitte Bardot, the 60s bombshell. Move over, Hollywood hotties. Brigitte Bardot was a sizzling sensation of the swinging 60s. Hailing from France, she had that je ne sais quoi that made movie moguls go gaga. Her films like The Night Heaven Fell, Love Is My Profession, and Contempt catapulted her to superstardom. Playing the love interest was her bread and butter, but she dabbled in other genres too. Holy Batmobile, Batman. In the groovy 60s, the Batman TV series burst onto the scene like pow. Starring the one and only Adam West, this show soared in 1966. Forget the brooding bat flicks of today, this classic was a whole different kettle of fish. Sure, it may seem cheesy now with its cartoonish sound effects, but it was the OG triumph of comic book adaptations on the small screen. I Dream of Jeannie. In the realm of highly rated TV shows from the good old days, we had Gilligan's Island, The Dick Van Dyke Show, Star Trek, Bonanza, and the ever-wacky I Dream of Jeannie. This show followed the trials and tribulations of a 2,000-year-old genie and her sweet astronaut hubby as they try to navigate the mundanities of suburban existence. It was sheer magic. Surf culture. Let's not forget about the surfer subculture that hit the scene in the 60s. From Gidget to Beach Party, and of course the Beach Boys, there was nothing better than being young, carefree, and hanging out with your buds by the water. The Supremes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the fabulous Supremes of 1968. These groovy gals were all the rage with their toe-tapping tunes, harmonious hollers, and dance moves that made even the most rhythmically challenged want to hit the floor. The Supremes were the cream of the crop, belting out bangers like Baby Love, Stop in the Name of Love, and You Keep Me Hanging On like nobody's business. These queens of the music scene even rubbed shoulders with royalty, meeting the queen herself in '68. And let's not forget about Diana Ross, the diva of the group, who went on to slay the charts with her solo career. These ladies were the ultimate showstoppers, and we're still feeling the love today. And that's it for now. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic journey through the 60s flower power era. We hope you enjoy the colorful and vibrant retro photos that capture the essence of this iconic time. If you want to explore more vintage photos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We regularly share fascinating glimpses into the past, so you won't want to miss out. Feel free to leave a comment below and let us know which photo from the 60s flower power era resonated with you the most. We'd love to hear your thoughts and memories. Stay tuned for more captivating content, and until next time, keep spreading love, peace, and positive vibes.